Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you my sewing process. I decided yesterday that I'm going to a Coachella themed event that's happening tonight in like 5 hours, and I have my inspiration for what I want to wear, but I obviously don't have the actual top, so I've decided I'm going to make it myself. I'm showing you this process because I know it's insanely chaotic and I think you guys will get a kick out of it. So I will show you guys a picture of the inspiration that I'm going off of. Obviously, I'm not the original artist and I don't know who is, but full credit to them. This is just a copied idea. So what I've started off with is I've turned my satin pillowcase inside out. I'm just going to sew flat around the fingers and then inside it out. This isn't going to be the most technical process, and I want to warn you guys about that. So for step 2, I just got a marker, like a very thin marker that looks similar to the shade of the pink, and I'm just going to go ahead and outline my hands. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger because I do have very small hands. Okay, so the marker is bleeding through, so we can't do this. So we've already run into our first issue of the process. Both of the markers are bleeding through like crazy. It's just that the fabric is so thin. I even tried a really, really light colored pink that almost matches it and it still shows through. So what I have here is an Avon Glimmer Stick lip liner. And I'm going to go ahead and use that as like a crayon to outline it. This doesn't have to be exact because I don't care. Okay, I've got one hand done. And now we're going to move on to the next hand. All right, I think that's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting, which I'm so scared, but... Or should I sew it right into the pillowcase? I'm going to pin the gloves down to the other side of the fabric, and then I'm going to just go ahead and sew right onto this and then cut it out after, because I know that the fabric frays so bad that I'm worried that once I cut it, it's going to fray before I can even like sew it down. Also, unfortunately, all of my pins are being used for another art project. I'm just going to have to use like literal sewing needles as pins. So, yeah. So pinning it was not working, so I think I just put one pin in for good measure. I'm going to go ahead and just sew it right on here just like this. Yeah, if you didn't hate me before and you're a sewer, you will now. I had a gray bobbin and like spool of thread in here. It's really light gray. I'm not going to bother to change it. I usually don't. Like I'll go with something dark or something light, but I don't always color match, and I'm not going to. All right, let's get started. Don't let my chaos confuse you. Like, I am still nervous to do this. Like, I do agree that this is chaotic, but this is just my process, and if I sit around too long, I don't actually get anything done. And I have to have this done by a few hours. Just to make people even more mad, this is how I sit when I sew. I sit just like this on the floor, foot pedal here, and yeah, I basically just hurt my back while I do this the whole time. I don't know why, but I like everything to be on the same level. Like, I like the foot pedal to be in eyesight. I like all my workspace to be right next to me, so this is the best space possible for me. All right, we've started. No going back. Glove number 1 is complete. I think... Okay, so I'm also going to have to go in with a zigzag stitch around this as well, just right on top of it to really lock it in. As you can probably tell, I hate this type of fabric and I'm really nervous about it. But I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and do the next hand first, just because I know that that's what I'm most nervous about doing, and that's the most stressful part. And if I dilly-dally, I'm not going to get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and start that right now. Okay, all done. Okay guys, everything is all sewn up and it's time to cut. I'm really nervous about this part, but I'm just gonna send it. No turning back now. I'm gonna give myself a ton of space. Oh my gosh, wait. I just realized that since I sewed it on an edge, how I'm not going to be able to flip it inside out. I'm just going to have to cut this edge open anyway. Oh well. All right, the first one is cut out, and now we are on to the next. Disaster has struck. This was my first attempt, and it went poorly. This is my second attempt. It's the same size, so I just gave up. I went ahead and made a new one, and this is the final product. It's not perfect, but I think I can fix the warpedness of the fingers, and it's going to be perfect. I've just ordered another pillowcase. It's on its way. But while I'm waiting, I'm starting to make little straps. I don't know what size I need. I don't know anything. I'm just making them with whatever scraps that I have left. So that's one. Here's this teeny tiny one. I don't know what I'll use it for. And then I just made this one. It's inside out right now. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out and then uninside it out. So I'm inciting this out right now. This is kind of the process. It does take a while, but you just got to do it. I was going to do this last, but since I'm waiting on the other pillowcase to come in, I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. Okay, the second pillowcase has arrived, and I just outlined this gigantic hand really quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut it out. So here is an interesting dilemma for you. I'm out of thread, and I just used up the last bit, knowing that this was the last bit, but I thought I had way more, like another whole spool, but I don't, because I'm in Boston right now, and all of the rest of my thread is in Maine. So what I'm thinking, I'm not going to do the zigzag on the rest of this just because that's going to use up all my thread. This is all I have, like period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this out without the zigzag and hope for the best. And since I have no thread on here, what I think I'm going to do is take whatever thread I can from the bobbin and to spool it right back onto the original spool. And then hope that I have enough thread to finish my project. This is how much thread I have to use to finish this whole project, so let's hope I can get it done. Okay, all the pieces are cut out. I made all of the straps. I haven't attached them yet because the fingers of the gloves look a little weird. So the next thing I'm going to do is sacrifice a little bit of my pillow and use the stuffing for it. This might sound crazy, and it is, but I don't care. Okay, I've just made a small incision, and now I'm just going to pull out the stuffing that I need. I don't even need that much. It's not even really that big of a deal. So I am still trying to conserve my thread right now. I've attached the ties at the back, and now I am just sewing the little fingers together like this, and then I just have to add the straps for the neck piece, and then I'm done, hopefully. Okay, this is the completed top.